We are covering Colorado first on CBS News Colorado at 6. The country could be headed for another government shutdown tonight. If Congress doesn't pass a bill to fund the government by midnight Eastern time, only essential government functions will continue.
That includes Social Security, Medicare, and VA benefits, and things that involve safety like the TSA, air traffic controllers, and the federal law enforcement. The U.S. has a long history of this. There were 8 shutdowns during President Ronald Reagan's presidency, the longest lasting only 3 days. There was 1 brief shutdown under George H.W. Bush, 2 under Bill Clinton, the longest lasting 21 days, 1 under Barack Obama lasting 16 days, and 2 shutdowns during President Trump's first term, the longest being 34 days. There were no government shutdowns under George W. Bush.
Your political reporter Sean Boyd has been reporting on the impacts that it will have here in our state. And Sean, shutdowns typically cause limited economic damage.
Yeah, the length of a shutdown is key, but there are other factors in play this time. The economy is fragile. In Colorado, economists put the chance of a recession at 50-50, and President Trump is threatening not just furloughs, but firings, which will add to the turmoil. The last thing we need is another headwind. The looming shutdown comes against the backdrop of an economy on a razor's edge, both in Colorado and nationally. Jobs are cooling, inflation is rising, and businesses are pulling back investments, due in large part to uncertainty over tariffs. Governor Polis says a shutdown would increase the risk of a recession.
We'll do everything we can in Colorado to combat that, but frankly, we need a functional Congress, functional presidency to keep our country open for business.
In anticipation of a shutdown, Polis asked the Joint Budget Committee to approve $7.5 million to help backfill WIC, a nutrition program for women, infants, and children, without knowing if the federal government will reimburse the state, which is already $850 million in the hole for next year. He's also asked the Department of Interior to keep Colorado's national parks open. Tourism is down this year, and Polis says Rocky Mountain National Park typically attracts 450,000 visitors in October.
They can close the gates and not allow anybody in a shutdown, or like in past shutdowns, they can work with us to say, okay, we'll allow some state folks to help staff it, maybe some federal folks that we can help backfill the pay for or float the pay for. We want to get creative. They're not even willing to have those discussions on the specifics until after the government closes.
He says he's been unable to get any answers on what to expect. Will food stamps continue? How will infrastructure projects be impacted? Which agencies will remain open?
So a lot of uncertainty.
The state has just over 54,000 federal workers who won't be paid during a shutdown, and Colorado already has the highest level of consumer debt per capita in the country. The Department of Labor says those furloughed will be eligible for unemployment benefits that will be deducted from their back pay after the shutdown.
This will have a damaging effect on the economy, coupled with the crippling tariffs, which are costing every Colorado family already.
Federal contractors will also be hit hard by a shutdown, and Colorado has a significant number of them. There is also concern about the Bureau of Labor statistics closing down, which means key economic data like the monthly jobs report due Friday will not be available as the Federal Reserve tries to steer the economy through all of this, an economy that, as I've noted, is already on shaky ground.
Yeah. John, you've been covering the lead up to this deadline, which of course is 10 o'clock our time. We know you'll continue to cover it for us as we see what happens in the coming days.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sean.